Hello and welcome to the Sweaty the Farmer and the news, where the race for world's fastest CPU is on. This is our weekly show where we discuss some of the most important news in the gaming world. I am the London Gamer as the Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the Farmer. Thanks for coming together this week to talk about some relevant news.
Some relevant news in not only the gaming industry, but apparently the technology industry too. So we have... What?
There is no race anymore.
It's no race anymore. The race is off. So in the docket we have third-party Ryzen 500 series reviews are out and they're brutal for Intel. EA Play reaches 6.5 million paid subscribers and EA wants the double of that. And finally, BlizzCon Online is gonna be free for all in February. So, the CPU race, the CPU massacre, then what was it?
The Intel massacre.
The Intel massacre. All right, what is this about, my friend? Tell the people.
A couple of weeks ago, AMD announced his new 5000 series of processors, of CPUs.
Yep, correct. Yep.
That uses the Ryzen 3, the Zen 3 architecture.
Yep.
Which it's an improvement. It bypasses some of the problems of the previous Zen architectures.
Yeah.
And with all the new improvements, it's finally bringing back real competition to single thread processing, which, like, after Ryzen launch, basically for the last couple of years, the status quo has been AMD rules, Ryzen rules, multi-thread performance, and Intel was king of single thread performance, or like single core performance.
Yeah.
But that has changed now with this new lineup of when the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah, the Fire Nation attack. The Red Nation attack.
Basically. So the announcement happened a couple of weeks ago, and as usual, you should take with a grain of salt any kind of performance numbers given by the company that produces the chips.
Correct.
So everyone was waiting eagerly for the third-party reviews to come out.
Yeah.
Basically, a bunch of those came the last couple of days.
Correct. Yeah.
I think since November 4th or 5th, so like all the reviews have been pouring out on all over the internet.
Yeah.
And the TLDR of all the reviews is that AMD Ryzen 500 series, it's finally beating single thread performance, and like in gaming benchmarks,
yes, which is
pretty much ahead in pretty much all of them, but a couple of games.
Yeah,
I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the few ones that Intel still holds a small lead.
Yeah, correct.
But aside from that one, it's pretty much all an AMD party.
So Intel is dead. Long live the king.
Not loving the king, but like it was like for the year that Intel was like basically a king in the CPU market, they got complacent. They were not really
doing nothing
innovating as fast.
Yeah.
And not because they cannot do it, because they obviously have like some of the best engineers in the world, but because it was bad business. Like they were trying to squeeze as much money from the consumer as possible by artificially extending the life of the given architecture.
Yeah, the last generation.
And AMD, since they came with the Zen architecture, they came out saying, "Stop that shit, because we have the goods." And like Ryzen launched it, like Ryzen 1 launched with a lot of bumps in the road.
Yeah.
And this is basically I mean, it's technically a 5th generation of Ryzen, really a 4th.
Yeah.
Because Ryzen 4000 is up. Those are mobile processors.
Chips? Yeah, mobile chipsets. Yeah.
No. So by now, everything like the whole Zen architecture and the whole Ryzen line of production has grown up, and it is mature now. Like it's not. It was a smooth launch.
Yeah.
It didn't have all the pros, so now people are more confidently recommending AMD, like as a serious recommendation for gaming performance at least.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. You said it all. Well,
I mean, the other thing that it's worth saying is that the next generation of Intel processors should come first quarter next year.
Correct. Yeah. So we're saying like around February or so.
Yeah. So and some people there are a lot of speculation about it. Like what people all these reviewers and people that know the industry better than us are saying is that best case scenario, Intel can take back like the single thread crown.
Yeah.
But that it's unlikely that they really come out and completely outperform AMD because this new generation is still based on the same technology, like on the same 14 nanometer architecture the current generation is based on.
Yeah, just like a small modifying of the chipset, but not a great.
Yeah, so no one expects big performance changes from Intel by using the same architecture. It was so bad for Intel that I think one of the improvements that they did for the 10th generation, which is the current one, was that they reduced the size of the CPU die.
Correct. Yeah.
So, and that's that's not a change in the actual performance of the chip. That was just a change, like a physical change in the chip to improve thermals. Correct. That's something that people like on the enthusiast sphere of like computing performance have been doing on their own, which is slapping the CPUs basically.
Yeah.
So given that they have, like some people say that given that they have reached to like such extreme solutions for this generation, for the current generation, it is unlikely that they have something market breaking for the next.
Yeah.
That's what the speculation is.
There's a couple things that I haven't heard to this. One, bro, is Intel being actually lazy about it? Because they all expect AMD to be the cheap a version of chipset for people who cannot afford like a very expensive Intel, and they didn't expect the competition to come this far, right?
They for sure didn't expect it.
Yeah, for generation they've been the kings of single thread performance and gaming in general, and with the pair of Nvidia, they've been very happy about the position in the market for them. But now,
I mean, the other thing to be said about that is that by the fact that Intel was just reigning the CPU market, they could charge a significant markup on prices.
Correct. Yeah.
And basically, AMD came out saying, well, like with their low prices, they came out and saying like, you don't need to charge up that much to get the performance that we were offering.
Yeah.
That's why first and second generation Ryzen were so sought after. Just so cheap compared to Intel.
And
it will perform.
Close. Yeah.
It was performing below but really close.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So like money profit, like it was just best you could do with your money.
Correct.
And it still is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean they got lazy, you could say that, but their markups were too much, and I don't know if you can say they were for sure being lazy, but also they don't. They usually prepare like years in advance what the lineup of launches is gonna be.
Yeah.
So they usually know the technology that they're gonna launch in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Is that how the CPU market should work? Maybe not. Then maybe AMD is proving it that
you should be more flexible about things.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like inside Intel, they've been having a lot of problems with the development and research team. They have and I'm talking about news of last month and that sort of stuff, when they fired a bunch of people. They fired the head of research of Intel. And maybe that affected like the advancement of the chipset, because they haven't been able to do like a stepstone forward as Intel did, as AMD did with their Ryzen processor.
Maybe not. It could be. It's really hard to tell, because they have come forward saying that again that they plan out these things with years in advance.
Yeah.
So yeah, it probably will affect more like upcoming products more than the current ones, and like the generations that are like that's probably something that did not affect much 10 and the next generation.
Yeah. So
because it's research, and research goes years and years ahead of.
That is true. But anyway, the other question is now, and AMD is now it just released the new Vega, or the new graphics card generation. We're waiting for third party. Yep. Yeah, we're waiting for those third party reviews.
Yep.
So the question in everybody's mind is now what? Now AMD is gonna come like a red storm and take the gaming market and just take it away from Intel, not only being like better performing, but better pricing. And that would be like a brutal 1-2 punch. To the point that I saw already Apple, like a news about Apple when they're gonna start doing Apple products with AMD based systems.
Yeah, but also Apple, it's like Apple is in a weird position, because Apple have said for the last couple of years that they want complete independence from third-party manufacturers.
Yeah.
So basically what Apple is aiming for is to make their own chip.
Yeah, again, like back in the day, right? They used to do that back in the day.
Yeah. And they've been super successful in the mobile market with that. Because for a couple of years now, I think since iPhone 4 or 4S or something, they have been producing their own mobile chips. Yeah. And they've been successful with that. Like the iPhones, like the iPhones are good fun.
That would be super interesting to see Apple back again into the manufacture.
Yeah, they have said that they want to do that for the bulk of their lines, which is laptops.
Interesting, because we will technically have a third competitor in this.
Yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting.
More competition.
It's gonna take them still a couple of years.
Of course,
that easy to press, but they have been forward with that, saying that they wanna just completely split from any chip producer and just do their own thing.
So that's my question for you. What do you think? Do you think like AMD is gonna take the gaming market by storm in this, and be like the new generation console as the PS5 and Xbox? Now we're gonna have to have AMD based systems being the fastest and the cheapest. What do you think?
It could be. It depends. Like if the number that they presented for GPU performance are too elite, and a lot of people are saying that they could be too elite, because in the last couple of years AMD hasn't shown like the result that they've shown are not that far away from what third-party reviewers find. Yeah. It seems like AMD GPUs are going to be at least competitive with Intel, with NVIDIA ones. And if that's the case, then if not complete, like, we don't want like a one-sided competition. We want,
correct. We want choices.
We want both NVIDIA and AMD cards to be competitive between them.
Yeah. Correct.
So that's like, if the numbers are to leave, which will know in a couple of weeks, then yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be a red storm. People prepare to change to AMD.
People have already changed to AMD, at least for CPUs.
At least for CPUs, yeah. I've been helping a friend make a new computer, and basically it's AMD based. And I told him to wait for the graphics card to see how the third-party reviews of the new 300. And now I told him to wait a little bit more to see how the AMD fares. With the lineup.
No, but like for as if I don't, for the last 2 to 3 years, if you're building your own PC and basically you wanna make the most of your money,
yeah,
you just go AMD.
You go AMD based, yeah. That is true.
Because also, like, I mean, you're just saying that Intel was a king of gaming.
Yeah.
It is rare for most people to just do gaming in a computer.
Correct.
So, like it is rare to have a computer and just do game.
Correct. Yeah.
Like, most people that are willing to invest the time into building your own PC do more than that. Do some kind of productivity.
Yeah.
Video processing, image processing, scientific computing, anything.
Yeah. That is true. Anyhow, for now, we congratulate AMD to bring more competition to the market and to hit the Intel where it hurts.
The new king.
Yeah. Congratulations.
The new king.
Yeah. And we wish luck to Intel to catch up, and we will be at least interested in see what happened with the new AMD graphics card. It's gonna be very interesting to see. Yeah, we'll pay attention. In other news, EA Play reaches 6.5 million paid subscribers and wants to double that in a year. So, what do you think about Netflix-like services in the gaming industry that apparently they're growing reasonably fast? And I'm talking about like Xbox Pass, EA Play.
Yeah.
I don't know if Epic has a thing.
I don't think so, but I may be wrong.
Yeah, and I remember this because you buy EA Play for a month to play Anthem. I remember.
and in that sense, I think it's an interesting offer.
Yeah.
Because it allows people to that exactly, which is you subscribe for a month, you play a couple of games that you're interested in trying, like what I did with Anthem.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, $7 or something like that. You try it out, you have access to a lot of games.
Yeah.
And if you're not happy, you just unsubscribe, and that's it.
Do you think this is the future of gaming, having like Netflix-like subscriptions?
Maybe not for everyone, but it seems like it has its. I don't see. It again. It depends
on
the type of gamer that you are.
All right, let's think about the general gamer.
Yeah, like in my head, the general gamer is like a variety gamer that plays the things that are hot out there. So the new Cyberpunk 77 is out. Yeah. You're gonna play it for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
However long it takes to get through most of the story.
Correct.
It's gonna take, for most people, like a month or something, or 2 months,
Yeah.
because people have jobs and you just game
Yeah, they do PlayStations on the weekends or something
on the
like
weekends, so a couple of months, and then they move to the next hot thing.
that. So for those people,
For
absolutely
those
worth it.
people, and I don't know, like I feel like those are the majority. I don't know it, but I feel like that's the case for most people.
Yeah.
For them, can be worth it, for sure. Especially because you have access like to a huge library, especially with EA. Like, for as much as you dislike
EA.
EA,
Yeah.
their library of video games is
Yeah, it's plentiful. Yeah, that is true.
and they have good games like the subscription thing include games like Sims 4,
Yep.
Sim City, and those things, and those are good games that
Yeah.
people enjoy playing a lot. So
Mass Effect trilogy. They have a bunch of BioWare games under their wing.
so
They have,
they had a good library of games.
Correct. Yeah.
I know it can be worth for certain type of gamer.
Yeah, and I think that's the answer, because a hardcore gamer tends to like buy a game and then dedicate himself to that game, so he doesn't need to have that much variety in the life, or like they play games for extended periods of time, so it's worth for them to and the long run just straight up buy the game. But I don't know, with all the microtransactions, factions, and all that sort of stuff, maybe it's worth thinking about a subscription service.
Yeah, but the subscription is not getting rid of the microtransactions.
But I will say that the interesting part is that not only you can get access to all the library of games, and actually, like, I think the biggest advantage of these kind of services is that you can straight out test the game and see if you like it before you buy it, and they have like good deals if you decide to straight away buy the game. Like, you can still buy the game even when you're paying the subscription to get access to it. You can own the game if you like it that much, and it's a huge advantage. That this game looks nice, and everybody's playing it, but maybe you didn't like it, and then you just wasted $60.
Yeah,
and things like that, and that's always advantage to the consumer, which is great. So I don't know, it's another axis of revenue and services and that sort of stuff, and how it affects the actual game industry and how they get their revenue as developers. Is another more difficult discussion, but I think overall the service is interesting. If so far I've seen that it offers good deals and good options.
I think it serves a market.
Yeah, correct. It serves that market that we were talking about the gamer who likes to play the new thing for a couple of weeks, for a month, and sees the history and then move to the next thing. And they have great libraries in case you don't have anything like new to go to, or if you want to revisit an old game that you couldn't play before and it's going to be there. Yeah, I think it's an like everybody was saying that it was the next big thing, right? Like, you now are gonna have like Netflix like video game services everywhere. That was the cry, but I think it wasn't like, it's not that. It wasn't that bad.
Like, hardcore games, I don't see anything bad with that.
Yeah, like hardcore gamers still use Steam and buy their games. They all buy their games. So like he actually served that like that part of the market without being like super invasive to the
even
to
if
the
it
rest.
becomes a Netflix of games. I don't see a problem with that, really.
Yeah,
because it's not like they're denying you. Like, it becomes a problem if you cannot buy the games anymore.
Correct.
You just decide that you just want to buy and play that game. If that becomes the case, it is a problem.
Yeah, correct.
Did just existing as a service, like as an extra service?
It's great. Yeah, it's great for the consumer.
Who cares?
All right.
As long as you can still say, I don't care about that. I just want to buy this one game.
Yeah.
And move on with your life. So
that's
cool.
Fine. Yeah. All right.
Sure, the big Netflix. You can still buy movies if you want to.
Yep, there you go. And finally, BlizzCon 2020 is being moved. Well, the first thing is BlizzCon 2020 is going to happen on February, and it's going to be fully online. And and the most important thing here is going to be free. It's going to be free for everybody. You can see all the panels, you can see all the content. There's going to be given a cosplay competition as tradition in the BlizzCon. And because of the pandemic and the situation that we're now, clearly they're not gonna do the big convention. And it is tradition for Blizzard to do their big convention, and they get a lot of money from it, like usually in normal times. They get a lot of money from it. It costs a lot to see it, and they generally charge you from the online panels. We did pay online BlizzCon Pass last year on 2019.
Yep.
For coverage purposes, and now it's gonna be free on February. So
that's really cool.
It is a nice move, man. I think, let me say this: I think they make enough money from doing the con. I always thinking that they make enough money from doing the actual convention. That it should be like that. The streams and the content they put out, it should be free, man. Like the virtual ticket pass.
I really wonder if they make money out of BlizzCon.
Yes, of course. They said they not only said like the insanely priced tickets for going into it, but they sell merchandise and they sell a bunch of things in the actual convention.
Yeah, but like running these huge conventions is really expensive.
So you think that they don't make enough money in the floor? And that's why they charge a lot.
They probably break even. I don't think they make money out of the convention.
And you think that was the reason?
They get the whole Anaheim Convention Center.
Yeah, correct.
It's huge. It's super
a huge
expensive.
convention center. Yeah.
They need to hire like a bunch of people to run the show.
Yeah.
Because they are not this is not a small convention. They're just the employees are just donating time to run it.
Yeah.
No, like TennoCon, this convention. It's mainly run by the employees.
Yes.
And they just donate their time for that.
Yeah, correct. This one is actually like a business and things, and
BlizzCon, they just hire people.
They hire caterings and all that stuff.
Hundreds of people, catering, security.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they make money. They could make money.
They sure have to make money on the virtual ticket, right?
Sure, on the virtual ticket, yes, but the appealing of the convention is mostly going to a convention.
Yeah.
So I'll assume that from the convention itself, they may not make much money. I don't think they lose. I don't think they make a significant amount of money. I could be wrong.
Yeah. So everybody, be ready to experience BlizzCon online for free on February. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be nice. They promise big news on Overwatch 2 and Diablo Immortal, and of course, like how the Diablo 4 proceedings is going. We probably will hear about the next World of Warcraft patch, and if I was a betting man, they're gonna probably announce the Burning Crusade for World of Warcraft Classic, as we have been talking about it in past episodes.
They could. There has been rumors on the internet that we'll see.
Which is the next logical step. But I have two questions here for this particular BlizzCon in February. One, are they gonna announce anything new about StarCraft now that StarCraft is officially in maintenance mode, in classic games mode? And two, are they gonna announce any new IP?
For StarCraft, probably not.
No. No.
I don't think. I mean, they'll have an announcement, but it will be small, like it has been last couple of years.
Yeah.
Like new commanders, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna have. They're gonna have their competition.
Yeah, correct.
So I don't think they're gonna get more than that. New IPs, that one is really hard to
Yeah, they haven't had a new IP since Overwatch, like 4 years ago.
That's fine. Blizzard, it's fine. Blizzard is not a company that produces a lot of IPs.
That is true.
So
But yeah,
if they don't,
yeah,
doesn't really matter.
Those are the rumors. For us, the interesting part is going to be, of course, Overwatch 2. See how that is going.
I haven't heard any rumor of new IPs.
Yeah, me neither. But I was just asking. The question in general.
Yeah, no, but you said that there has been rumors. I have not heard rumors of new IPs.
All right, fair enough. And then pretty interesting to see what's gonna happen with Diablo Immortal, man. What is gonna happen with that? All the controversies around it. Did they get it better? I heard a rumor that they're gonna be doing a bigger push for mobile market stuff.
That's not a rumor. They said it in one of their
they said it, yeah.
revenue reports.
Yeah. They're gonna be more mobile push.
The rumor is.
But my question is, what are they gonna do? Overwatch 2 for mobile? Are we gonna have a Genshin Impact like IP game? I don't know. Gacha StarCraft. Or are we gonna have like, I don't know, what are we gonna have beyond Diablo Immortal, which is the only one that we know about it? What do you think an IP could go into mobile? Because Hearthstone is already on mobile devices.
You can easily spin off any of these as like if you can spin any of these franchises, I don't know, like Battlegrounds like game.
Yeah.
Any of those can be more.
So
a lot of those are more.
World of Warcraft gacha.
They can do it. I think the outcry from the WoW community would be
severe. Yeah.
I really don't think they want to go that.
I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting con to see, and of course we're gonna cover it here. We're gonna probably be live watching it and see in reaction to it.
Yep.
Yes, we're gonna probably be live doing that live on the stream when February comes, and then we're gonna probably cover it in a big news episode or a big podcast episode as we did last year.
We will.
Yeah, so that's interesting news, and that's it for this week, my friend.
Ooh, that's all for this week's news with the Sweaty and the Farmer. My name is Lucho, and you can find me on Twitter at LuisGPolanco.
And I am the London Gamer, and you can find me on Twitter at the London Gamer and on Twitch on twitch.tv/LondonGamer, where I stream Mondays to Fridays. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. Tell everybody that these news are the coolest news you ever heard. Tell everybody that we're a couple of bearded, cool, interesting guys in the internet or something like that. And do everything social that helps us keep this show going. And thank you for coming to the Sweaty the Farmer and the news. See you next time.
Bye.